Unsolved Ancient Civilizations, Minoans, Anasazi, Khmer Empire, and more. Today on Historical Events Uncovered, we're delving into unsolved ancient civilizations, Minoans, Anasazi, Khmer Empire, more. Throughout human history, numerous civilizations have risen to great heights only to crumble and disappear. While some of these collapses are well documented, like the fall of Rome or the conquest of the Aztecs, others remain shrouded in mystery. Despite years of research and technological advancements, there are still civilizations that seem to have abruptly ended, vanishing without much of a trace. Today on Historical Events Uncovered, we explore some of these enigmatic societies. The Minoans, often considered one of the first civilizations in Europe, the Minoans thrived on the island of Crete. Urban communities on Crete began forming as far back as 2000 BC. Archaeological evidence suggests that Minoan society was quite advanced, with skilled craftsmen, artisans, and architects. They established well-connected trade routes throughout the Mediterranean and were even commissioned by Egypt to paint frescoes at Avaris. The Minoans left behind impressive pottery, statues, and art, as well as grand palaces, the most famous being the one at Knossos, which featured Europe's first paved roads and running water. Despite their advancements, the Minoans left behind two forms of written language, Cretan hieroglyphs and Linear A, which remain undeciphered. The mystery surrounding their disappearance adds to their enigmatic legacy. Around 1500 BC, Minoan society experienced a sharp decline and essentially vanished from the historical record. Initially, it was believed that the Minoans fell victim to the larger Late Bronze Age collapse, but their decline predates this period by a few hundred years. One event that closely coincides with their decline is the volcanic eruption at their modern-day Santorini. This catastrophic eruption could have caused tsunamis, deposited ash, and disrupted agriculture, all contributing to the collapse of Minoan society. However, recent evidence suggests there wasn't much ash fallout, and winds might have blown ash away from Crete. Clay tablets written 50 years after the eruption detail architectural projects, indicating that the Minoans continued to build, challenging the theory that the eruption caused their immediate downfall. Some historians propose that the eruption led to long-term environmental changes that slowly weakened the Minoans over generations, eventually forcing them to abandon Crete. Others argue that internal conflict played a significant role, pointing to evidence of destruction on the island inconsistent with natural disasters. For instance, the town of Knossos was burned to the ground while the palace remained untouched, suggesting that internal strife rather than a natural disaster caused the collapse. Despite ongoing research, the true cause of the Minoans' decline remains a mystery. The ancestral Pueblones. Also known as the Anasazi, the ancestral Pueblones were an ancient Native American culture that thrived in the American Southwest, particularly around the Four Corners region of Utah, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico. They are renowned for their impressive cliff dwellings, such as the Cliff Palace in Mesa Verde National Park, Colorado. These communities housed hundreds of people and featured communal areas for worship and agriculture. Around the 13th century, these cliff dwellings were suddenly abandoned. One theory suggests that a severe drought forced the ancestral Pueblones to leave. Research indicates that their settlements were built during periods of heavy rainfall, making agriculture easier. However, the Great Drought of around 1150 AD could have degraded soil quality and rendered their farming methods unsustainable, necessitating a move to more hospitable locations. Another theory posits that warfare with nomadic tribes like the Utes and Apaches forced the ancestral Pueblones to abandon their homes. Evidence of violence, such as 24 skeletons showing signs of violent deaths and even cannibalism, supports this theory. However, some argue that these remains could be from ritual combat or small nomadic tribes that occupied the sites after they were abandoned. Unlike other civilizations that vanished completely, the descendants of the ancestral Pueblones still exist today. Their oral histories have been preserved through generations, but without written records, the true reason for their sudden departure from their grand cities may never be fully known. The Khmer Empire. At its peak, the Khmer Empire ruled over much of Southeast Asia. The civilization is known for constructing monumental structures, such as the famous Angkor Wat, and is considered one of the most complex pre-industrial societies. They are credited with developing the first healthcare system, with over 1,000 hospitals spread across the empire. Despite their achievements, the Khmer Empire experienced a sudden decline in the mid-15th century, leaving a 300-year gap in the archaeological record. The traditional explanation for this decline is warfare with the Siamese Ayutthaya Kingdom, which conquered the capital, Angkor, in the 1400s. However, many scholars argue that the fall of the capital alone could not have caused the complete collapse of such a vast empire. One prominent theory focuses on water management. The Khmer had an extensive canal and irrigation system that allowed them to harvest rice 3 times a year, supporting a rapidly growing population. However, this system may have become unsustainable as the population outpaced the water supply. Minor droughts could have pushed the rice economy to its breaking point, leading to social unrest and the eventual abandonment of the empire. Alternatively, Some scholars suggest that intense monsoons damaged the irrigation infrastructure, causing widespread chaos and forcing the population to scatter. Another theory posits that the Black Death, which devastated Europe in the 14th and 15th centuries, also reached Southeast Asia. The plague could have decimated the Khmer population, leaving them vulnerable to external threats and internal strife. Mysterious civilizations of the Amazon. Our final exploration takes us to the dense jungles of Central and South America, where numerous pre-Columbian civilizations thrived. While early European explorers often described these people as primitive jungle dwellers, modern research has revealed that they were far more advanced than previously thought. A 2024 study discovered a city in the Amazon, hidden for thousands of years by thick vegetation. The city featured neatly paved roads, gardens, and canals, suggesting a population of up to 100,000 people. This finding aligns with the accounts of early explorers like Gaspar de Carvajal, who described seeing numerous advanced settlements along the Amazon River. His reports were dismissed as exaggerations for centuries, but recent discoveries have vindicated his observations. Using LiDAR technology, researchers have uncovered thousands of hidden structures across the Amazon, indicating that large, organized civilizations once thrived in the region. Investigations on the ground have found evidence of advanced agricultural practices, pottery, tools, and rock art. In 2018, archaeologists discovered interconnected fortified settlements spanning over 1,000 miles, suggesting a population of over 1 million people in just 7% of the Amazon rainforest. However, by the early 20th century, the population of the Amazon had plummeted to around 200,000, indicating that up to 99% of the inhabitants had vanished. The likely cause of this dramatic decline is disease. Early explorers introduced old-world diseases like smallpox, to which the indigenous populations had no immunity. The interconnectedness of these societies likely facilitated the rapid spread of disease, leading to widespread devastation. Genocide and conquest also played a role, particularly in Central America, but disease was the primary factor in the collapse of these civilizations. Despite the tragic loss, modern technology is gradually uncovering the secrets of these ancient societies, revealing the rich and complex history of the Amazon's pre-Columbian inhabitants. These stories of lost civilizations remind us of the fragility of human societies and the enduring mysteries of our past. By studying these vanished cultures, we gain valuable insights into the resilience and vulnerability of human civilization. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for historical events uncovered. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.